Joining me now on the desk is One Nation leader Pauline Hanson. Pauline, great to see you in the flesh.
Yeah, it's good.
But what about this? Albo reckons this is regional Australia. The Canberra bubble is regional Australia.
He wouldn't have a clue what the hell he's talking about. He's been here too much. He hasn't really got out into areas of regional and rural Australia to actually understand what's happening out there. If he thinks this is it, no, it's not it.
I would have thought this is the most closeted and insulated community in the country. Lovely though it is, but it's hardly regional Australia. I don't think they brag about renewable energy, for instance, in the ACT, but there's not a lot of wind turbines on the landscape here. They're all out across the New South Wales border.
They get their power from New South Wales, Chris. They don't get it through renewables here. That's a complete hoax.
Now, let me bring you to the most serious issue of the day. This is the follow-up, of course, to those Iranian-sponsored terror attacks in our country. The coalition going hard today that Labor's been soft on Iran for years, refusing to end diplomatic relations, refusing to list the Revolutionary Guard as a terror organisation. Do they have a case?
Of course they have a case. I said the same 2 years ago in October 23, that we should pull our embassy out of Tehran and that we should actually get rid of the embassy here in Australia. And I said exactly the same words, and I just did the speech again on the floor of Parliament with regards to it. So the writing was on the wall. This government has been just blindsided by it. They weren't upfront. They weren't telling the people of what was happening in Australia. The evidence was there, Chris. And to see this happen now, I'm glad it's happened. I'm glad they've acted on it. A little bit too late, isn't it?
Well, we saw in one of the Prime Minister's answers there today, he's saying, well, basically making excuses for not acting on recommendations to list the Revolutionary Guard because under the existing legislation they couldn't do it. Well, now they're doing it, even if it requires new legislation. That's the point. They could have done it earlier.
That was come out in that recommendation from the reference committee that they actually recommended to. On recommendation number 8, they said to actually list it, and they didn't. The government did nothing about it.
Now, I want to ask you about a petition you've got going when it comes to patriotism in this country. It is a Trumpian thing. I don't know who thought of this first, but I know Donald Trump is looking at changing the law to increase penalties for burning the American flag. And you've got a petition going to make it a similar criminal offence here, that people should serve a hefty penalty if they burn our flag. Much support in the Parliament for that?
Yeah, we've received over 32,000 petitions. People have signed the petition. So if you want to go and sign the petition, I think it's very important to protect our Australian flag. Chris, I've already put up something on the floor of Parliament years ago with respects of protecting our Australian flag, and I'm going to fight for that because it's very important to me, very important to people that have actually fought under that flag and what it represents as Australians, our national identity, who we are Australians, pride within our nation, moral values, laws and everything like that. And it's just been, thrown to one side as if it should belong in the rubbish bin. That's how it's been treated by too many activists in this country, and governments have gone along with it. And to see the flag burnt on the floor of, on our streets by protesters, that's not good enough, and the government doesn't do anything about it.
Most of the protests in this country seem to hate the Australian flag. They fly all sorts of other flags and burn our flag. Why? If people are supporting peace and all those sorts of good things, why wouldn't they be waving around an Australian flag?
Because they're not proud to be Australians. And you see those protest rallies with all the Palestinian flags, and you have the Hamas flag and that type of thing. They even flew the Hamas flag here, terrorist flag from the Parliament building here, for 2 hours before it was taken down. Disgraceful.
Now, speaking about being in the Canberra bubble, are you going to the midwinter ball tonight, the charity ball here in Parliament House?
Well, to tell you the truth, I didn't know it was on. The driver said something to me last night. He said, "Are you going?" And I said, "No, thank you." I said, "They're too lefty for me there. I don't want to be around them."
Well, I've got to confess I'm going, so I'll be the spy there.
Yeah, OK, you be the spy.
I'll take one for the team.
Not interested, thank you.
All right. Thanks, Pauline Hanson. Great to have you live.